Today is a very exciting day because my boyfriend and I are traveling to Uluru. We are heading to spend 5 days in the Aussie outback at one of Australia's most famous, if not the most famous, landmark in this country. If you don't know what Uluru is, it used to be known as Ayers Rock. Definitely think that like older generations will have referred to it as that, but Uluru is its actual name, its indigenous name, and it is slap bang in the centre of Australia. Here it is on a map. As you can see, it is not near anything else. So we are about to head on a flight to, what's the airport called, Tom?
It's called Ayers Rock Airport.
Oh, it's called Ayers Rock Airport. We're heading there now, and it doesn't get more outback than this. Like, if you keep going, you're gonna start going towards the coast again. Like, this is the centre. And we're gonna be camping, guys. Not even in a tent, in a swag. Who am I? What have I done with Molly? Who is this girl? We need to head to Melbourne Airport now, and we're gonna leave behind the city life and swap it for the bush. Not even the bush, the outback. So we have arrived, a little interlude. We are doing a tour called Mulgus Adventure Tours, or Mulgus Australia. I'm not actually too sure the official title. So we have joined a group of about 20 of us for the next 3 days. We are going to be exploring Uluru and all of the national parks around here. So I think Kings Canyon National Park, Uluru and the national park around here, and then some of the other more famous spots and sites in and around this area, all as part of a guided tour. Tom and I love a guided tour, especially somewhere like this because it's so remote, so difficult to get around unless we'd got a car and decided to like drive it, which would have been a big challenge. And we were just super excited at the prospect of doing one last tour like this whilst we're in Australia. So yeah, I've only been here for a couple of hours, but already I do recommend it. One thing I will say is it is a camping tour, as I mentioned this morning. So tonight I'm excited to show you, slash slightly nervous and apprehensive, what it's going to be like sleeping outside in a swag. We both look like we were literally taking the mick. Can't take us seriously.
Until we get the fly
Just
nets
wait
on.
until you see us with fly nets on. But guys, we've got proper Aussie hats on because it is very hot and there are a lot of flies, and wide rim hats are apparently better for flies. But on this side of us, this is the main talking point. This is Uluru, guys. We're actually here. Hey. How do you feel?
Hot.
Me too. Guys, I feel like this is the most Australian clip and vlog I've actually filmed so far. Also, every which way that I spin, Uluru is just behind me. I feel like in my head I thought it was all gonna be like quite square, because you know when you see it online it's like from far away it looks like a big massive square. Turns out it's actually not like that from close up. So sorry about all the sand on the lens that's causing these lens flares. I'm gonna do my very best to clean this camera. Welcome to Uluru. Got my bush hat on, got my Air Force trainers on, so not very well prepared in terms of walking, but so far it's been very flat, so doing fine. But I do fear that the longer this tour goes on, I don't have the right footwear, but here we are. It's about 36 degrees. I'm sweating.
They always asked, can we close the climb? And everybody would always vote, yeah, sure, why not? Except for one person. It was the Minister of Tourism. And they thought that if they closed the climb, then nobody would want to come here. That was the original draw to Uluru.
So we spent the next few hours walking around and learning a lot more about the indigenous culture that is based here and the beliefs that their culture hold as to how this whole rock formation formed and why it is such a special and sacred place. We also visited the culture centre, but you're not allowed to film anything in there. And then we basically did a hike around the perimeter of Uluru, which was incredible. Hot and sweaty, but incredible. It just was so beautiful here.
Okay, so this is the current get up. I've had worse Wednesday night, most Wednesday nights actually. Got a little glass of bubbly, we've got the whole view of Uluru, and the sun is going down, and apparently guys it changes colour quite a lot whilst the sun is setting, so obviously it looks kind of reddish brown now, but I'm gonna hopefully be able to insert a little time lapse for you guys, and you can have a look at the different colours that it turns as the sun is setting.
Yesterday somehow time has stopped, nothing's changed, we're the same, and we skip the small talk, cause you know me, yeah, you know
Very, very simple technology. Right? It's 2 clips. And then that's your bed. Cool. So, step 1. You're gonna unzip it. And then over here we have sleeping bags. Now who's hired a sleeping bag off us?
Okay, and then it was time to get in the swag, and I looked pretty collected, but guys, I was so nervous. This is a little look at how the camp was set up. We were basically all sleeping in a big circle. This is Nina, who was cracking me up and making me feel more relaxed, and I definitely think being in a group really helped, but honestly, it was an odd experience. Oh God. Oh, it's not my finest look. Good morning, it is 5:30. It looks so much brighter on the camera. Taking this off, I don't need a hat on, do I? We are coming to a sunrise lookout point at Uluru to watch the sun come up. My first night's sleep in the swag was actually better than I thought it might be. Not gonna lie, I woke up like 3 times. The first time I was really confused. I was like, whoa, where am I? And then the second time I was just sort of a little bit uncomfortable. Like obviously I was sleeping on the floor, so it wasn't like the comfiest night's sleep, but it does have a little mattress in it, so you're not like on the actual ground. Yeah, overall better than I thought. I wasn't too scared of bugs. I'd really cocooned myself in there, like nothing was getting in, but because of that I was very hot. This is the current situation. Again, the camera's making it look brighter than it is, but the sun is about to come up. We are about to start another day here at Uluru. I'm quite excited. Immediately, this is insane, guys.
You can't turn the tide. Let the water go where it wants to go. You can run and hide. You can bury yourself beneath the stones.
It is hike time. I think this hike's about 8 kilometers. Yes, I am doing it in a pair of Air Force, so if I can do this, if I complete this and tell you guys that I did it in these shoes, just know that probably anybody can do it, because I'm definitely not dressed for it. But I just don't have any walking shoes and I really do need some. It is on my agenda, but to be honest, the terrain so far, it's kind of like how you're seeing now, it's like stairs, so it's actually been fine. But oh, she says she's about to stack it. We've been hiking for a good couple of hours. We've got, what is the name of this national park? Kata, Tjuta?
Yes.
Behind me here on my left. I think we're on probably about hour 2 or hour 3. I'm pretty sure that in total it's like an 8-kilometer walk, but obviously it's like up and down, although we've done the main up and down now. We're back on the way down, we're pretty much on the flat. So it takes
an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. We've done 4 kilometers, so probably just over halfway, I would say. This is going to be quicker because this is flat, but yeah, I'm feeling in much better spirits now that it's warmed up a little bit. Obviously I don't want it to be super hot, but like this morning when we were watching the sunrise, it was actually really cold, and also it's super windy. The perk of the wind is that it means there's no flies, guys. Like yesterday it was quite still. There are a lot more flies. Yeah, the tour guide that we have, Alex, was saying you've got to pick your battle. It's either the wind or it's the flies, and I actually think I'd take the wind because the flies were everywhere. Like I was breathing in and they were in my nose and in my mouth and stuff, and I was like nah. So there's none of that today. We're just on a little walk, but I am a bit out of breath because I am a bit unfit.
You can bury yourself beneath the stones.
General store. Oh, there's a shop. We found like an Outback ranch or something, guys. There's like full-on cowboy style pub going on, and then apparently just down here there's camels. But this place is really cool. It's like the wild west. What the hell, they're so much bigger than I thought they were. Why did I think they were the size of a horse? No, I don't think so. Like maybe I've seen them in a zoo, but I don't remember them being this big.
Not been able to get this close to us.
Yeah, maybe that's just the difference. But I don't know where else I would have ever seen one, because I've not seen one like a wild one. I know. Hi.
I'm gonna call this one Messy.
Messy, right, because it's a goat. Brilliant. Yeah. Look at the baby. Oh. Yeah, fair enough. Oh my god. Look at the little bubba. Oh my god, another little bubba.
That's how you break inside. You don't need to worry. Somebody's waiting down the line to pick up the pieces.
I knew you were gonna do that. It is
is night 2 of swag sleeping, and we are in a different campsite tonight. We are near Kings Canyon, so we've actually driven north, and we have been given a warning tonight that we should be careful because dingoes roam in this area. Now apparently they're not as vicious as the dingoes over on Fraser Island. If you've ever heard of dingoes, or if you've ever travelled the Aussie East Coast, you'll probably be familiar with their reputation. They're basically like wild dogs, but they're known for being really quite savage, and apparently they are around here, and it's not unusual to wake up with them just in the camp, like foraging around. If you leave any food outside, if you leave your shoes outside, basically they have the same instincts as a dog, so they're going to want to steal your food, they're going to want to steal your shoes. Obviously they also bite. But we have just set up camp around a campfire this evening, so I'm going to show you it. I'm kind of excited. It's like very cozy, and last night I did sleep. I slept better than I thought I would do, but like I'm not thriving at the thought of it. Like I'm a bit more nervous tonight, so I'll show you the camp. So as I walk up, this is my view. There's a campfire, everybody's kind of laying their swags around the campfire. The camera's really struggling to focus, obviously it's pitch black, but what I will say guys is you can't see it at all. In fact, I'll insert some overlays of photos that I've managed to take on my phone, because the long exposure on the iPhone is actually not bad, but I've never seen stars like this. Like, I realise I'm just filming a black sky, so I'll go back to filming the fire, but I've literally never seen stars like this anywhere ever before. It's incredible. How do you feel about sleeping in this location?
In this location?
In this location? This is Steph. I'm more meant around the campfire, but you knew what I meant.
No, it's nice.
It's cozy, but it's very hot. Like, are you not worried that you're going to be super sweaty?
I don't even need to be in this swag. It's too hot.
Just sleeping on the raw sand.
If it wasn't for the dingoes, I probably would.
Good morning, good morning. It is 5 AM. Actually, it's probably nearer 6 now. We got up at 4 again this morning to do a walk around Kings Canyon. There's the shade. We're walking around the rim of the canyon. This is probably equally as famous in terms of like national parks in the area. A lot of people come to Kings Canyon as well. God, I look rough. Anyway, sleeping update. I didn't see any dingoes. A couple of people say they did. I didn't see them. I thought I heard some, because obviously they sound like dogs. You know when dogs like run on rock or like on anything and their feet kind of like pitter patter, and you can tell it's like a four-legged animal. And I was like, what is that noise? But like I didn't actually see any, so I'm hoping there just wasn't any, but if there was, they weren't vicious. And I actually did sleep pretty well, like all things considered, but it wasn't bad. I think I got about 5 hours of sleep, and I only actually woke up once.
We spent the rest of the morning hiking around Kings Canyon before it got too hot. I'd say we probably walked about 7 kilometers in total, and it was just really beautiful. Like the red rock face just never gets old. And then we started on the drive back down to Uluru, stopping in the center of the outback just to make a little pit stop, and you can kind of just get a scale for really how red the red center actually is here. We have arrived back at Uluru, which is where Uluru is, and we are camping back here tonight. Usually on this tour, on the final night, oh, where's the light? There it is. You do like a wild bush camp where you're not at a campsite, you're just in the outback. There's no facilities, there's no showers, there's nothing. It's just like you light a fire. But it's getting into the hot season and the bushfire season, so where we usually would have done that, it's too hot to light the fire, and without the fire you can't camp there because there's like no light and there's no resources or anything. So the fire is the resource, so without that you can't really sleep there. So we have come back to Uluru. We've come to the first campsite that we were at, but we're actually at a different site. I don't recognise it, but then to be honest it all looks the same because it's just red dirt and tents. So I'm like, have I been here before? I don't know. Behind me you can see Tom, who's found a football just on the ground that somebody else has left behind. And we've also started cooking up dinner. We're having an early dinner of spaghetti bolognese, garlic bread, and then we're going to watch another sunset back at Uluru, which is going to be gorgeous. And basically we've just spent the day walking, vibing, driving back here. The group dynamic is so lovely, so it's actually been really, really fun. Tom's happy now because he's found a ball, so yeah.
God left me a message.
God left you a message?
She said, here you are, have a ball.
Have the best night of your trip so far. I think in reality somebody else just left a football behind after they left.
That's a message.
Okay. Just another clip for the vlog of the same rock. The wave, guys. I feel like I've actually not had very many people and it's just been me or the rocks. So there's some other people that aren't me or Tom or the rocks. That's so cool.
Wanted to escape for a while. Thought that a couple of drinks could ease my mind. I've been thinking of you for 2 weeks straight. I know that I need to get myself back in the game. Someone said your name had a turnaround.
final night swag camping. I'm walking back to camp right now. Everybody else is asleep. I wish I could show you the sky again, but I can't. So instead I'm going to show you the bed in a little bit more depth. But I probably will have to voice it over because everybody's already sleeping around where I'm going to sleep. So the way this kind of works is the swag is the outer material, and then you put a sleeping bag kind of inside it. So you've got a double layer going on. You can kind of see this better the next morning when we wake up and it's daylight, and I can film it a bit better. But you are fairly well insulated, and they do really hold the heat. Once you've zipped it up, nothing really could get in here, which definitely reassured me.
Good morning. How do you feel?
Right.
Oh my god, you've got Quill. Why'd you have Quill? Oh. So I've woken up with the puffiest eyes, but it's not funny because it actually really hurts. And my eyes are really sore. And this happens every single time I camp, and like I don't know what I'm allergic to, but it's not good.
Good morning. And by good morning, it's the middle of the afternoon. I speak to you from civilization. Today, the tour ended this morning. It was so much fun. It was actually horrible to say goodbye to everybody because you guys know I hate saying goodbye. And we got quite close to like a group of the people that we were with, just because you're spending so much time together doing such like intense, weird, different things. You become really good friends really quickly. Anyway, the tour ended. I'm gonna leave a link to Mulga's down below. I do recommend them if you're looking at like a way to backpack through the outback and like stay in swag like we did. I do recommend them as a company. Obviously I do know that some people really wouldn't be up for that style of camping, and to be honest I'm really surprised and proud of myself for doing it, because I actually also was like, oh my god, I can't believe we've booked this, like what the hell have I got myself in for. It was actually really a fun experience. I don't think I'd rush to do swag camping again, I'm gonna be honest. That was quite out of my comfort zone, but my whole thing about constantly pushing your boundaries really played off over the last 3 days, because somebody messaged me and it was actually such a lovely message saying like, past Molly could never have done this, like I'm really proud of you. And they are so right, because past me would not have done that. Like that took a lot from me to be calm about it as well. Like I really didn't kick up a fuss, I didn't really get in a stress about it. Obviously it was like checking for bugs and stuff, but like really I was fairly relaxed about it, which I don't know where that came from. I just found my inner like, this is fine. But we are staying in Rock Resort, which is the name of the resort here in Uluru, which is the town just outside of Uluru, for another night, because Tom and I decided to just extend our stay a little bit when we were booking it. They're actually heading to one last activity in the morning, which is called the Sunrise Fields of Light excursion, which basically is at like 4 AM. So we thought we'd have a chill day today. We've got a really gorgeous swimming pool here. We obviously left the tour earlier. We're gonna have some food, we're gonna have some dinner, gonna enjoy the good weather because it's so warm and nice here. And then we have to be up at like 3:30 AM to go to this final excursion. Pretty chilled out afternoon, which I'm grateful for, because we did just have an hour's sleep, because although we did sleep in the swags, it's obviously not the best quality of sleep and I am very tired. And also we walked about 12 kilometers a day on all of the hiking and stuff. I don't think I even filmed that much of that, but it was quite a lot of walking. On day one it was like an 8-kilometer walk, on day two it was a 6-kilometer walk, but it was obviously very up and down. And then also we did a lot of other like little bits of walking, and like obviously we were camping, and I feel very tired. Probably gonna have a nap by the pool now.
We have come for dinner at the resort that we're staying in. We've also got live music behind us. I've gone for a little wine. Tom's gone for a fish and chips, and I have gone for a veggie pizza, and it looks so good. The food over the last few days has been insane though. Like I've not gone without. I'm definitely not complaining, but I am very ready to eat a pizza. To be honest, I think we're both just really hungry, but that looks so good. The girl who's singing, by the way, is really good. So then we got up at about 4 AM to head to the Fields of Light. This is basically a giant art installation just outside of Uluru, and it's basically all of these tiny little lights that are solar powered that slowly change colour, and as the sun comes up over Uluru, you can't see this anymore. You can only see this in the dark, and it is stunning. I've never seen anything like it. Watching the sunrise over this was such a unique experience. It was beautiful. It is one last Uluru sunrise. We're standing here taking a couple of photos. The sun has just come up over here and it looks amazing.
Okay guys, I am now back in Melbourne, living above a very noisy train station, so I'm sorry about the train sound, but I'm gonna end this vlog here. I think it's maybe a little all over the place, but to be honest, the week was a little all over the place, and we did a lot of hiking, which I didn't film tons of because obviously it's a lot of walking. It looks like a lot of walking, like, you know. But I am so happy to be able to sit here and genuinely be like, I'm so glad that I did this trip, and I'm so glad that I went, because beforehand I was really nervous. Like, I didn't really say just how nervous I actually was. Like, I almost cancelled this because I was so petrified of sleeping outside, like not going to the outback, not even really camping. Like, I've camped before, I can camp, I don't love it, I'm not a camper, but like, you know, I can do it. Sleeping in a sleeping bag on the floor of the outback sounded a little bit too much like I'm a celebrity for me. That sounded like spider, snake, dingo territory. I did not want to be bitten, stung, killed, poisoned a few weeks before I'm leaving Australia. Like, we have got this far, I've barely seen any insects at all. Like, it's definitely such a myth that people really play on the stereotype of, because I have not seen, and obviously I've spent a lot of the time in the cities, but I've just not seen that many crazy creatures. And I did not want this to be the first time I was about to have an encounter with a poisonous snake, and thankfully it wasn't. I didn't see anything. I didn't see a spider, I didn't see a snake. My most frequent question for sure on Instagram has been like, were there bugs in the bed? Were there spiders? Were there things in the swag? And no, there wasn't. So I'm so glad that I did it. I'm so proud of myself for doing it, because this is for sure the time I've pushed my comfort zone the most. Anybody that knows me in real life especially will know I'm not good with the outdoors. So yeah, I'm so glad I did it. I enjoyed it so much. We made some amazing friends, and I'm gonna link Mulgus Adventures down below. This wasn't gifted, nothing is like affiliated with them. I just genuinely recommend them, and I think if you're looking at backpacking the outback, as I mentioned, there's not many companies that offer this on a budget. They definitely are the cheapest, and you're getting your best value for money. It just depends how you feel about swag camping. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I thoroughly enjoyed filming it, and I'm so glad that we did it. This is your sign to add Uluru to the top of your Aussie bucket list. Bye guys.